Hi everybody, my name is Lisa Breitfelder, Executive Director of Student Services for the Linn-Mar Community School District. I wanted to reach out and provide additional information for return to learn planning, specifically for our students who receive special education services. And this is a little short video that I wanted to send out, but you also have a longer documentation guide that has links to the State Department, which provides even additional information. But I did want to give you this quick video to give you the basis of what we're thinking about here. So at Linn-Mar, we are working through 3 plans. The first plan being on-site learning. So what does it look like if we have all of our students back into the school district receiving their education here at Linn-Mar? So that is one plan we are looking at. The second plan is what we're calling the virtual or continuous learning plan, is another term you might hear it be called. The governor just reached out a couple weeks ago, I think it was, and said that the way to go continuous learning would be through governor approval. So if we have to shut down maybe a classroom, a school building, or if the entire district would have to shut down, that would be through approval through the governor's office. But it is something that we do have to be prepared for. So I'll talk you through that in just a little bit here on that virtual plan. But then the third option we're also looking at is the hybrid option. There's 2 different parts to the hybrid option. First part is the family choice plan, where you can sign up and apply for family choice of leaving your student at home and doing educational at home through the online learning format. That is due by August 11th, so get your application in. You can find it right online on Linn-Mar's website to apply for that option. Then the other hybrid option we're looking at here at Linn-Mar is what we're calling an AB model. So half of the students in the district would be coming to school on the A plan would be Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then Tuesday, Thursday the following week, with the B plan being those students come Tuesday, Thursday, and then Monday, Wednesday, Friday that following week. This would give us half the students in the building versus all students in the building, so less contact with students, less chance of spreading any COVID-19 around. So if we do that, we will find out at the August board meeting, August 10th. So we will let you know if that is the plan that we're going with as well. We will need to have IEP meetings for all of our students, and we have the date set of having these held prior to October 2nd. What we want to do there is ensure that we talk about 3 main focus areas. Number 1, what is the newest data? So now that we have the students back with us, we're able to see them, we're able to get new data. What does that data look like now? What is their IEP goal saying? As well as any screeners and diagnostic assessments that we complete as a district. What's that new data show us? So we want to go through that as an IEP team. The other part is that virtual piece. So we need to talk through, if we do have to go virtual, what is that going to look like for your student? So the state system actually created an entire new document on an additional page. And so this is the focus of where that IEP would be around. So we don't have to write a whole new IEP. We can do an amendment, but we need to put in this piece of information. What that looks like, I'm going to read you some of the questions, is first you're going to start off as, what is all students getting in the virtual format? And we will document what all students will receive virtually. Then we're going to start breaking it down for your student. So if this is what all students are getting, then how do we make sure that your student can access that instruction? What's that going to look like? What is your student's needs? And then what are those services and supports? Maybe we need to add something, maybe we need to change something, maybe we need to take something away because it just doesn't seem to fit or work in a virtual format. So what are those new services and supports that we need to providing in that setting? Goals, do we need to prioritize goals? Maybe there's some goals that as an IEP team you say, let's not focus on that right now in a virtual setting. We're going to focus on these things instead. So the IEP team can talk that through. And then anything else that the team needs to consider through a virtual setting, that is the other question that we would look at during that time. So that is a piece of documentation that is new that the IEP teams will be going through. But then that third part of the IEP meeting is we want to just start talking about and start thinking of a plan for what is being termed COVID-19 recovery services. So what is that? That's not extended school year services, and that is not compensatory education services, but it's COVID-19 recovery services. So we know when, back in the spring, when the high school went required and 8th grade on down went voluntary, that students created probably a larger learning gap. Now that's an assumption. Our data will show us what actually occurred with your students specifically, but if there is that learning gap, then what are those recovery services that we have to put into place for your student to close that back up? So this would be in addition to IEP services. So that's something that the team is just going to start talking about. We do have up to a year to provide those services to students after the pandemic occurs, once it's over. So whenever that is over, we will have 1 year from there to get those services into place. But it's something that the teams can start talking about, start discussing what data do you guys want to look at, what could that possibly be, when would we be providing those services, just preliminary discussions so you can have that in your minds. But those are just the quick ones that I wanted to let you know about, as well as letting you know that your teacher is going to be contacting you prior to the first day of school. We want to do a check-in. We want to see how your family's doing. How is your student doing? What do we need to be prepared for? How's everybody feeling? And then just start thinking virtual. So if we have to go virtual just prior to the IEP meeting, just start thinking about what could that look like in your home. And they want to talk that through with you as well. No decisions to be made because that'll be happening at the IEP meeting, but just thinking about what could that look like. So that's what I wanted to chat with you today. Look at the document for more detailed information, but otherwise we can't wait to see you and all of your students coming into us soon. We're excited. We are hoping to be on site and doing whatever we can as best as we can for the safety of all of our kids. If that can't be on site, then we'll make it the best virtual environment that we can. So we can't wait to see you guys soon. Thank you.